Welcome back, Junkies on 106.7 The Fan. We don't often turn serious on the show, but one of the big stories locally, coming from Montgomery County, where three of us live, in particular coming from Clarksburg, is a story about the Hoggles. And we all heard about Catherine Hoggle and her two children, Jacob and Sarah. They went missing on September 8th, and they are still missing. Of course, the mother of the two children, she was found like 4 days later, but she refused to tell authorities where the children were. Her father, Troy Turner, happens to be a Junkies listener, and he, of course, is trying to find his kids. And there's a website you can go to, findsarahfindjacob.com, or call 1-800-THE-LOST if you have any information. Say hello to Troy right now. Good morning, Troy.
Troy?
Hey.
Hey.
Good morning.
Good morning, man. I'm sorry. I mean, this is just the worst circumstance. I can't imagine anything worse as a parent. Horrifying. I'm so sorry that, and we all are, that you're dealing with this. Can you kind of give us the latest? What is the latest that you know? Kind of update us on where you are right now.
Right now, basically, we had, I guess the latest stuff will be we had a meeting with Montgomery County Police yesterday, and we were just kind of discussing things that have been eliminated, places that need to be searched in the area, other possibilities of them possibly being trafficked out of the area. That's why I've been pushing really hard for an Amber Alert now.
Right.
Let me see. There's some sightings that we're checking out, and we have to go ahead and interview a few people, see what we can come up with. And I mean, it's just a matter of flying, talking to people, trying to gather the information that's going to lead me to my kids.
Again, horrible situation. We all feel for you. Can you give us a little background on your relationship with the mother here? Were you guys separated at the time? What was the custody situation? And I'm wondering, had you ever had these kind of concerns or worries beforehand?
I'll start there. I've never had like a concern or anything like this would happen. If I did, she wouldn't have been around at all.
Right.
And the situation was we were together pretty much. She, we lived together. We were raising the kids together. She had some issues, mentally. She was diagnosed paranoid schizophrenic. I had her committed or hospitalized, whatever you want to call it, and on Christmas Eve last year.
Right.
And when she came out, she was doing well with the medication, doing her day program. And I thought probably if in a healthy way she was able to be in the kid's life, for them to have their mother would be the best thing for them.
Right.
Apparently, looking back now, that was a bad choice. So now it's my job to go rectify it.
Now, last I saw, you guys are reaching out to local businesses, trying to get some help, maybe some video surveillance. She went with the kids, or she was last seen with the kids in a car, right?
Right.
And what type of car is that?
Well, the last time she was seen with the, it's two separate occasions. Sunday night, she took Jacob out, Sunday the 7th, in a 2007 Nissan Rogue. It's like a metallic charcoal color. And she was leaving from the Dorranstown area. And according to the cell phone tower, she drove all around Dorranstown pretty much and never left the area. But the problem is she was going for 3 hours, and the pings only hit when the phone's in use. And so they have like 3 total pings over the course of 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So we're looking for any kind of video footage that would show which way she was heading, anything like that, throughout the Dorranstown area. And that would have been in the Rogue. Monday morning, she got up before me and took the minivan. It's a Chrysler Town and Country. I believe it's a 01. And it's like a light blue color. And she drove out of Clarksburg here. And we're looking for a video on that as well. So that would be from about 5 in the morning until about 8:30. We're looking in that window.
What is Catherine? I mean, what is she saying to the police at this point? She's obviously in custody, but is she being questioned daily, or are they just kind of leaving her alone? Are they giving her meds still? I mean, what is she saying? What is her last story about where the kids are?
Well, the last thing she actually said about, to my knowledge, was when she was being questioned after first being captured. And, also, kind of just trying to get something done. It's not normal, but they brought me in and allowed me to try to talk to her, her father. And she just was saying that someone had the kids, they were safe, they were supposed to keep them for 2 weeks, and she was going to disappear at that point with them. In jail, my understanding is that the lawyer is not really letting anyone see her. I don't even think the police can question her right now until the psychological analysis is back. I'm not positive about that, though. But I know she hasn't said anything, and it seems to me like, I don't know, her lawyers seem to just be more worried about, whether she's going to talk or not, or say something that's going to put her in danger in court, as opposed to getting my kids back.
So she said that someone had the kids and they were safe, but she wouldn't say who. She wouldn't say if it was a female, male, any of that.
Well, she told me, I asked her if it was a male or female. She said it was a female. When she gets in this, kind of when she goes off a little bit, I can normally tell when she at least believes she's being honest or not.
Mm-hmm.
And the parts that seemed like she thought were real was that she gave them to someone, they were being taken care of for 2 weeks, and it was a female. And then when she started trying to talk about specifics, it was a lot of crap. Sorry about that, but
Yeah.
Right. No, that's fine.
Do you think she's capable of the worst outcome? Do you think she's even capable of that?
no. The reason why I don't believe that is because I've seen her way worse than this, and in those times she's never shown points, even back in December, where she would be willing to hurt the kids intentionally. My biggest worry is her decision-making process and putting them in danger. I'm more worried about if she tried to stash them somewhere, maybe alone, and go somewhere to get something and come back, and that's when she got caught, something like that. It would be my biggest worry. I don't believe that she would do, something on purpose necessarily. If I believe that, and I believe that was the outcome, I would probably be in a puddle in my house instead of out looking for him.
Joined by Troy Turner. The website is findsarahfindjacob.com to try to find Sarah and Jacob Hoggle. Do you know at this point whether she has taken a polygraph since she's been in police custody?
To my knowledge, she is not. To my knowledge, basically anything that could be done, her lawyers have been trying to block. They won't even allow her to have visitors right now. There's people who've been trying to get in to see her, maybe hoping that she would say something. I don't know. But there's also, she still has family members who actually just genuinely want to see her even.
Is this? I don't know where to go with this, but I know that the police, the DA or the lawyers or whoever they are that are appearing before the public, they seem to fear the worst, obviously, and so do we when we hear this kind of thing. Do they have any evidence that leads them to those thoughts when these guys are addressing the media? Or is it just the obvious? They're just counting the hours and the days and they're saying, well, we can't find her. It must be the worst.
Right. Well, here, that was kind of part of the meeting yesterday, was that, for them, and they're doing their job. Their job is to look at statistics, look at probability when they don't have a lot else to go on. And looking at the time, obviously, it's a legitimate possibility they need to look into. So, they're doing their job in search, and they also have a team of detectives running leads, as opposed to looking for corpses, still looking for kids.
Right.
For me personally, I look at it as my job as their father is, I believe that they're still alive due to some of the stuff that I've said to you and other reasons.
Right.
And I'm their father. I got to believe in my kids, and then I got to believe in myself, and I got to go find them. So they're doing their job, and I'm doing mine.
Again,
Right.
go to findsarahfindjacob.com, or you can call 1-800-THE-LOST. For those of us that aren't that familiar with schizophrenia, and you kind of described how she would lose touch with reality, what would it look like? Like if we don't know what it's like, what is happening to the mother of these children when she's in that state?
She has an altered sense of reality. She believes things that aren't happening are happening. And, sometimes, at least, on a personal level in your mind, your perception is your own reality. So she's making choices and decisions at those times on things that she believes to be happening. And it could even be when she took off, she thought she was protecting the kids somehow. I don't know. Part of kind of what I'm battling with here is I can't strictly blame mental illness on this because this was planned out the way that it was carried out and everything. So typically when someone is doing something out of mental illness, it's kind of spur of the moment. It's, they do it. They don't necessarily even believe it's wrong. And for this was clearly planned out. She cut her hair trying to look different to get out of town at some point. So there's two levels that I'm kind of looking at this here. One is, there's definitely mental illness involved, and we know that. But the other is just a real criminal aspect.
Right. I mean, obviously, the first thing they did, right? They grab her phone, and do you have the results of like checking all of those contacts, like everybody that she's texted or had phone calls with? That's all been exhausted already, I assume.
Yeah, she basically had a progression that she went through. She, I guess, at some point felt like she couldn't trust the people she trusted around her, myself, her family. She immediately tried to reach back to people who she maybe hasn't talked to in 3 to 8 years.
Right.
People who she used to trust.
Right.
And then those people have all been vetted. So my guess is she went into maybe one of her day programs, a class she had, something like that, and maybe found someone she felt like she could trust going forward. Maybe someone of a similar mindset who would, maybe believe that they're helping her and the kids and even try to stick it out, or possibly believe they were helping and now they're too scared to come forward.
So in other words, another person with schizophrenia she could have confided with and met up with.
Yeah, that, or even other, even other issues where maybe it could even be some kind of just even like a major stress issue where they're skittish and they feel, and it's pretty easy to get them to believe, that things are happening around them.
When you spoke with her, I don't even know when that was. Was that a couple weeks ago? When you spoke?
It would have been the Friday night that she was caught, so it would have been Saturday.
Okay. When you spoke with her, what was her body language? Did she look scared? Did she look happy? Did she look worried?
No, she looked like she was sitting in our living room. When I walked in, she was just kind of like, she looked at me and said, "What are you doing here?"
Uh-huh.
And I said, "I'm here to find out where my kids are, hopefully, and I said to see her just because I want her to feel that way."
Mm-hmm.
So you guys didn't get into an argument about it?
It was, when she started telling me about, she had someone watching and stuff, I could tell she believed what she was saying, and then she started saying other things where I could tell that it was just BS, and that's whenever it broke down. I just kept cutting her off, going, "Where are my children?"
Right.
And I just kept asking her that over and over again because I didn't want to hear the rest. I just wanted to know where my kids were.
Maybe, I don't know if this appeals to you at all. I'm sure it does. The fact that I feel like Montgomery County Police, we know Chief Manger and everything, they're pretty thorough people, and they've done some thorough searches. On some level, I think that might comfort you, right?
Yeah, actually, they've covered, to my knowledge, well over 18,000 acres out in Dorranstown.
Right.
They've covered a lot of ground out here in Clarksburg. I had a guy, Dennis Stiles is his name, actually. He's a really cool guy. He donated, his time. He's a private pilot, and his aircraft to go fly low flying. The government actually cleared it to do it in this area, and he found nothing with his spotters. So, I mean, for me, that just that gives me further belief, because I would think that, the guys they have out there are pretty daggone good at what they're doing,
Right. Right.
Well, look, we wish you the best of luck.
Can I say something to him before
yeah.
we hang up? I just want to say this is the most catastrophic thing that can happen to a parent, and I hear your pain. I hope you're surrounding yourself with people and counselors and everything, because I just don't want it to get worse. Do you know what I'm saying? I hope you're surrounding yourself with good people, and our thoughts and prayers are with you. But please don't be isolated in the worst moments.
No, I'm definitely not. I have a lot of good people around me. Can I just say one thing real quick before we
please.
get off?
Yeah.
If we don't find them throughout this week, we're doing the same thing we did last week, meeting at Seneca Valley at 8 o'clock in the morning, Saturday and Sunday. We're doing it all day. If people can't come out at 8, just come when you can. We're sending out searchers. We had about 1,000 people help us over the course of last weekend. And we're looking, we're organized even better this time. We're looking to get probably close to 2,000 people out this weekend is what we'd like to do. And just, get in there and find my kids.
Where that's Seneca Valley High School, you said?
Yes, sir. We're going to meet. We start up there. That's going to be the base for that, because the Chick-fil-A parking lot we're normally out of where we're running searches isn't big enough to hold what we do.
All right, where's the website again for people?
Find Sarah, findjacob.com, or call 1-800-THE-LOST.
Hey,
Yes, please.
all right, our prayers are with you.
Thank you very much.
All right,
You
all
got
right.
it.
Hang in
Thanks
there,
for coming
buddy.
on, Troy.
Hang in there, buddy. That's
Man.
unbelievable. Yeah, unbelievable.
Bye.
Just the worst of the
Yeah,
worst.
That's a
Very well said, EB.
sobering story.
One of the few times you didn't say what you say to players who get in trouble.
Well, of course.
But I mean, that is the fear.
Of course.
So
yeah,
you do
just
have to be around good people.
surround yourself with people in the worst moments, because it's horrifying. It's
So
horrifying.
did he see his children the night before they went missing?
I assume.
I don't know.
I think he did.
She
He
was
went to
running
bed.
around. I mean, I just know that stupid Chick-fil-A video they keep
Right.
saying.
He went to bed, right? And
Fat slob.
so he woke up the next morning, they were gone.
Oh, unbelievable. Worse. I don't know. She's not some sort of mad genius that can hide these kids. You know what I mean? Like bury them somewhere. Those cops would have sniffed that out in 2 seconds, in my opinion.
You would think.
You know what I mean?
Maybe he's right.
Right,
Maybe
if the
she
ground
did.
is disrupted where it doesn't
Yeah.
look right.
Maybe
Yeah.
she did give him to somebody. Who knows?
That's what I'm thinking.
But see, then it's out of their hands or out of her hands, and she gave it to somebody that
Some freaking stranger,
some
and God only
crazy
knows with her.
person.
Yeah,
They could obviously do something bad to him.
right.
Phone
horrible.
numbers.
But that's a better alternative.
Phone numbers 800-636-1067 if you want to chime in. We're the Junkies. Be right back.
106.